How much is this costing me? How much is it costing me when I decide to give my energy and focus to something that has nothing to do with this vision that I want to create? So I dedicate this video to anybody who's working on something. Maybe this year you've made the decision that in 2020, things are going to change. You're actually going to make real progress in your life because you want to see results. And you're tired of the same old happening. And you've said to yourself, this year, I'm going to go after that thing that I've always wanted to do. Maybe you've decided this year, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to work on this new project that I've always wanted to do and I have been keeping it off, whether it's a new website, whether it's a new business, whatever it is that you're working on. We get really excited in the beginning, right? And then as time goes, that excitement fades. And it's very, very easy to go back to what is familiar because we have spent years and years thinking the same thoughts and feeling the same feelings and really conducting the same behaviors over and over, that the minute we start to try new things, it feels uncomfortable. We even start to doubt ourselves, asking, is this even worth it? Why can't I just go back to what I've always known? But here's the thing. If you want to create a future that has absolutely nothing to do with your past, if you want to create a vision for yourself that is so totally and completely unrecognizable from where you've been, you have to go through this process. And it's a beautiful thing that you have started. But how do we maintain that pace? How do we constantly decide to, see this process through until it's ending? And who knows, maybe it won't end. Maybe this is a lifelong journey that you've decided for yourself. For any of you who are in a space right now where you are discouraged, where you feel like, I keep trying this thing, but I'm not seeing results. So why am I doing it? My advice to you is that the thoughts that you're thinking are coming from your past. You are still allowing who you were before to dictate who you want to be. And those two cannot match. There is no way that you can use old, dilapidated equipment, stuff from the 70s and the 80s, to work in 2020. And that's exactly what you're doing. You think that these same thinking patterns, these same behaviors, these same things are going to help you in the future that you're trying to create. But those two realities are completely different. What you have been in the past, you have to leave in the past. And to deal with the discomfort of what you are trying to create, I must say that it is indeed daunting. It is terrifying walking into the unknown, realizing that you're alone because there are people around you who simply don't understand what it is that you're trying to do. So it's easy to go back to the familiar. But if you're really, really committed to creating a new life, to creating a new version of yourself that you have seen, you've actually seen in your thoughts, in your daydreams, you've seen this person that you know that you can become, but you realize that there's work to do. My advice to you is to start thinking about what you've been thinking about. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, I really, really am fascinated by his work because he talks about the fact that our thoughts and our feelings and our behaviors that we constantly repeat all the time is what creates our personality and what creates our reality. And if you want to create a new reality, you have to start thinking different thoughts and speaking in a new way about yourself and about the things around you. And you also have to start doing new things, right? You have to understand that this old environment that you're in. It's not that old because you're still in it, but the influence of the people that you talk to, the environment that you are surrounded by, the repeated actions that you do on a daily basis are the ones that are going to determine the future that you're going to lead, right? So if you keep doing the same things, you're always going to have the same results. So for any of you who are in a space right now where you're creating something new, you have to start thinking new thoughts. You have to start feeling new feelings, and you have to start doing new things towards that life that you want for yourself. When you are discouraged, when you find yourself getting distracted and going online, the laptop is in front of me, that's why I look directly at it. And you find yourself going on YouTube and you get distracted, you binge watch an episode on Netflix, not an episode, but maybe an entire season. Or you do whatever it is that you find yourself doing to comfort yourself and to find that immediate gratification. Just ask yourself, while you're in that process of binge watching something and feeling that comfort, ask yourself, how much is this costing me? How much is it costing me when I decide to give my energy and focus to something that has nothing to do with this vision that I want to create? Just think about it. Think about the fact that maybe you decide that you're not going to work today. You're going to work tomorrow. You're not going to work for the rest of the week. And then you find the results are absolutely nothing. You start feeling disappointment in yourself. You start feeling like, man, if only I just decided to work. I mean, I could have had some level of results right now. My advice to you is to start taking control of the way you're thinking when you are in that space of feeling negative and feeling discouraged and feeling down, to a point where you tell yourself, let me just run back to what I've always known, what is familiar, what, my comforts. Those are the things that I can run to, and they'll make me feel temporarily good about myself. And I emphasize on the word temporarily good, because eventually the consequences are that you have gone back to those same patterns that have been creating the same results that you're trying to run away from. So it's important. I know it's not easy, but it's important to start doing the work if you really are committed to this goal that you want to achieve. You have to start thinking about what you're thinking about. If you find that these thoughts are constantly negative, if you find that you are always engaged in this negative self-chatter, right? This negative self-talk, ask yourself, do I have to think this way? Do I really, really have to allow myself or allow my brain to take me to that same space where I am just producing almost nothing, or I am producing the same old results? I want to think in new ways. I want to speak in new ways. I want to do new things. And if I want to do that, then I'm going to decide to think a new thought. I'm going to decide to say, you know what? I'm not going to listen to you anymore, because I know what the consequences are when I decide to listen to that thought. If I constantly listen to the things that frustrate me and worry me and discourage me, I'm probably going to go and talk to somebody who's feeling the same way, so that I can feel comfort and indulge in these emotions that have really not gotten me anywhere. So I am going to decide that I will make the plan to do things differently. I am going to tell my feelings, listen, not today. We're not doing this today. I have work to do. I've committed myself to the fact that I have something that I need to accomplish today. I told myself, for example, I have 3 tasks, and I am going to accomplish those 3 tasks today, come hell or high water. I don't care what this person said to me on the phone, or whatever it is that made me angry and that has distracted me from this thing that I've wanted to do. I am going to do it anyway. I am going to commit myself because it matters to me. It's important to me that I get it done. When you are in that space where you're discouraged, decide to think a new thought. Modify the way you think. Observe your thoughts. Be aware of yourself when you're in that state where you know you're going to reach back to your old habits. And make a plan about what you're going to do every time you find yourself in that space, right? Create a system for yourself and say, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to talk to myself out loud if I have to, and convince myself that I need to get this thing done, and then sit down and get it done, whatever that thing is, because you are committed to it and you want to have remarkable results at the end of this year. So take that advice from me, and this is to your success. I'm Sheila McKenna, founder of Push Factor. Take care until the next episode. Bye for now.